Hi guys, Ken Chigbo, aka KenFX Freak, and I'm back with another week roundup and look ahead to the key events. Now, before I jump into this video, what did I say in the last week's one? Safe haven flows likely to be seen, big flows into Swiss franc and Japanese yen, and what did we see on Friday? Now, before we quickly go into that, guys, as a reminder, do not hesitate to go onto my Instagram. Haven't been fully active on there at the moment. New content ready in the new year, but you can stay in tune with the markets in terms of my trade ideas, my educations, what I'm doing, ongoing analysis, fundamentals, technicals. Click the link in my bio and join up my community there via freakfxtrading.com. And if you are looking to become a funded trader, do not hesitate to check out BluFX because it is an amazing all-rounded solution that's going to help you become an all-rounded trader due to the excellent risk parameters in play there in your best interest. Now, last week then, what did we see? Big flights into safe haven on Friday. That's where all the moves happened. Why? This new strain, this COVID variant, spooking the markets, okay? Very reminiscent actually of March 2020. Big flights into safe haven, Swiss franc and Japanese yen, obviously really shaking up the market. Stock markets coming under heavy selling pressure across the Atlantic, in the UK, in US, Europe, so on and so forth, across the globe. And it's just because markets are like, oh, goodness, what's happening now? We've seen UK and other leading economies, US closing up their borders to South African flights and also other South African nations, all right? So that's just scaring the markets. In terms of the dollar, obviously, we've been recapping, as a recap, we've been extending to the upside. Remember, we've got a couple of days left of the month, looking for a nice, strong monthly performance here, and I expect that to continue to the upside. But let's just quickly look at some of these moves, okay? Very, very heavy moves into safety. Look at GJ, yen, look at those big flows. Look at euro yen, big flows. NZD yen, one of our trades here, obviously hitting target there nicely. Aussie, Swiss, look at the big flows in Swiss franc. Again, one of our trades being hit there beautifully, that's shared in our community. Just as I say, these big flows into safety. Now, what are we expecting this week? To be honest, I've just been reading the press over this weekend, and it's very much, we're seeing rising cases of this new strain, this variant. Okay, it's just how far is it spreading? If it's spreading across the globe, we're going to see this, basically what we're still seeing. You've got to remember what we saw in March. Look, let's just look at Aussie Swiss, for example, right? In March 2020, look at these big flows in safety. These was all because of lockdowns, lockdowns. Look at that. All right, and it's not to say that we can't see these similar things happening again. Just pulling out another one off the bag, just with Japanese yen. If we look at here, back in March, look at those flows into yen. It's incredible. Same with euro yen, right? You get the point. And these big flows into, okay, where's March? Here. These big flights into safety. All right, anyway, you get the point. So that's what I expect this week. There's a number of key data points, by the way. Look, dollars obviously pulling back a little bit, profit taking, understandably. There's a number of key data points that we're looking at. I've got sort of marked up here on my fundamental analysis. We've got obviously the NFP. Labour market data has been improving incredibly for the United States, and expect that to continue. The only thing is, obviously, that would, if this number comes out bullish, then expect dollar bulls to continue to extend and buy this dip. The only thing is just be wary, because now we've got a number of key data points. Canadian GDP, Australian GDP, so on and so forth. But I think this could be overshadowed now, depending on what happens with this new COVID variant and how that dominates markets. I'm not going to go over too technically this at the moment, because it's very sensitive. There are some trade ideas that I'm looking out for, but that's for my community. If you do want to get involved in that and my fundamental analysis and technical education, so on and so forth, click the link in my bio. Other than that, have an amazing week. Let's get it.